You ready to cut this off? You ready to cut this off? What is going on, YouTube? So as you can tell, this video is going to be a mega super transformation on my boy right here. Man, we're gonna go ahead and start knocking down all of this hair. We're gonna do a skin fade on the sides with a nice pomp up top, nice pompadour with some nice flow. We're gonna do some texturizing on the top with some shear work, and then we're just gonna do a skin fade on the sides. But I'm telling y'all, do not fast forward anything. When this client came in, he actually had an appointment last week, but I was running a little bit behind on my clients, and I told him I do not want to rush this haircut. I want it to be on the video. I want to take my time. So we rescheduled and we made it happen, guys, just for y'all. This was definitely a challenge for me. With hair coming in, with a client coming in like this with long hair, it's kind of like one of those things, where do I start, right? Once I determined what kind of haircut I wanted to do, it kind of took some stress off my shoulders, and I started to see that the clippers were, cutting straight through his hair. It wasn't pulling or nothing. So I just went ahead and went with the 4-guard and started creating a perimeter around the client's head. I wanted to keep it kind of dark where in the back area so it could drop. And yeah, so we're just using the number 4 guard with the wall cordless seniors. And as you can tell, I'm using a comb to comb down into the guard to push the hair into the guard and show where I want to stop, basically. This is all the client's hair on the floor. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and wet the hair. And as you can tell, once I comb it in, it's going to blend right into that perimeter. But we're going to do some more scissor work and make sure we have a desired style that we want to, and then we'll start cutting it on top. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the natural part on this side, and we're gonna keep some volume on the left side of the client's head, and we're gonna comb it over to the right side and kind of comb it to the back to have a nice flow. So right now we're just trimming the hair. I don't want to take too much off. We're just gonna trim it up. We're gonna do some point cutting, and we're gonna connect the top to the perimeter on the side of the head. Right now I'm just cutting some length off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I attack the top first, style it up, like a little rough draft, and then I'll do the skin fade. Kind of just gives me an easier way to cut the client's hair and know what I'm cutting into and what kind of style we're going for. So right now, as you can tell, I'm just connecting the top to the sides. I'm cutting anything that's hanging over, and once I comb it back into place, you'll see that it blends right in. And then I'm just combing down the hair in the back and just going straight across. We'll blend that in with some razor work and some clip rover comb. See, it blends right into that perimeter. I want to keep it real dark in that area. And you're gonna see there is some darkness, at the end of the fade, but I like that. My client likes that. He doesn't like any harsh lines. He showed me a picture where he wanted to go off of, and in the picture there is no detail lines. There is no edge up. So it's really just like a nice gentleman haircut with a modern twist, a nice skin fade, and I think it's a dope transformation. My client was amazed, man, whenever I turned him to the mirror. But I'm keeping this area dark, keeping some bulk in that area. We're gonna blend that in, don't worry.
You are now listening to
As you can tell, I'm just combing the hair and it fell into place. So I was like, man, let's just go with this look right here. So right here, I'm just doing some clipper over comb, trying to create the shape that I want. It's crazy, man, because my client did not see his haircut until the end. Even when I faced him in the mirror, he closed his eyes. He didn't want to see. And I asked him if he wouldn't mind closing his eyes. That way he could see at the end of the haircut the result. But right now we're just doing some clip over comb. Alright, so now we're doing some razor work. And this is kind of like softening that back area so it blends in. There's no like harsh line or harsh weight. You could do this wet or dry. Alright, so now we're going to blow dry the client's hair. And then we're going to apply some Tune 45 indestructible clay. We're going to style it up a little bit. Remember, it's not the finished product, but we're just wanting to style it in the desired look that we're going for. And then we're going to fade the sides in. So right here, I apply the clay. And just with that scissor work, look at that. Look at that texture. Look at the volume. That pomp in the front. You're going to see it once we start fading. That flow is just... it's natural. It's just the way the hair grows. I mean, falls in place. It's that gravity, man. And we're using these styling combs that you see on Instagram, you know, to have that nice textured look at the result, at the finished result. There's 3 different teeth settings on this comb. Look at that flow. Look at that pomp in the front. Man, once I saw it laying into place and we started doing the fade, I was like, dude. To me personally, cutting all the bulk off and styling and texturizing the top, to me that's the hardest part. We got that out the way. Now this is something that I feel comfortable doing, and it's fading. And as you can tell, I'm using the Babyliss Rose Gold FX trimmers. I just purchased these. I don't know if I like them just yet. I'm trying them out. If I don't like them, then I'll give them to my wife, because she does cut men's hair as well at her salon. But right here, we're going to go in using the second guideline. The lever all the way open on my wall cordless seniors, and we're just making sure we're contouring the client's head, and we're kind of dropping it in the back. After we do the lever open, we're going to put it in the middle and begin to remove that guideline, and then we'll close it all the way and blend that line out. Alright, so now we're going to jump into the one guard, lever all the way open. We're going to start our next guideline. And we're going up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch per guideline. We want to give ourselves room to blend. We want to make sure not to compress this. Make sure that it has a nice gradiency from light, medium to dark. And with doing that, you're lowering the chance of having a compressed blend. So don't be afraid to give yourself room per guideline. Alright, now we're going to jump to the 2 guard after the 1 guard. And we're not scooping, we're not digging. I'm just kind of going off the client's head and just letting the guard do its thing, because it does already have like a curve on the guard already. We know that area is about a 4 because that's what we did in the beginning. And now I jump down to my 1.5 guard just to lighten that area up. We always start with the lever open, we put it in the middle and then close it. I'm making sure I use my corners and just to remove some dark spots. Now this is a 3 guard open, and this is the highest guard that I'm going to be using, because everything else I'll use clipper over comb and a lot of shear over comb work. Just to remove some dark spots. We're going to do some thinning shears with the comb, and you're going to see that it's going to blend right in. Jump back to my 1.5 guard. Don't worry, see that dark area, we're going to remove that. But you just want to make sure that we're not raising the blend and we're not compressing it. So this is a 1/2 guard. This is what's going to bring the blend together. We started with the lever open, and then we're going to work our way to the lever closed. And you're going to see that blend's just going to come together. And that dark area that you see, don't worry, we're going to knock that out too. I'm just basically creating a rough draft, and then I go back in detail. This, like, the first initial rough draft of a fade should take you about a few minutes, 5 minutes, and then give yourself 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes to do a lot of detail work and touch-ups. but you want to make sure you get your steps down first, and then, you know, do a lot of detail work. So this is just some clipper over comb. Get some dark spots. Now when you go sideways, like as I'm doing now, you are removing weight. When you go up and down like this, when you go up, I'm sorry, you're blending. As you can tell, that dark spot's getting removed. And now we're just doing the thinning shears with a little bit of shear over comb. Again, I like the weight, I like the darkness, I like the contrast. I just don't want it to go from light to dark. You want to have a nice blend. And look at that flow. That, man. And it's crazy because when I turn my client to see the mirror after the haircut was done, he's like, dude, I like the way this flows. I'm like, you said exactly what that is. It's called flow. So I thought that was pretty dope. Look at that. Just doing a little bit of clipper over comb and shear over comb just lightens that area up. Again, it's going to be dark, but it's going to be blended. And I am using a tapered comb. That way I can get in those small areas. Alright, so basically what you do to one side, you do to the other. Enjoy the beat, enjoy this side of the haircut, and I'll jump back on a little bit.
You are now listening to the House of Creation. You are now listening to the House of Creation. You are now listening to the House of Creation.
Alright, so now we're going to do some clipper over comb. Make sure that we have a nice shape on this side of the head, keeping some volume up top. And look at the back. Look how it just flows into the blend in the back. It's not too high. It has a nice contrast. It has a nice textured look. A nice blend. I'm very excited about this haircut, how it came out. And I kept telling him, man, thank you for the challenge. Thank you for coming back and rescheduling. I do not want to rush your haircut. And you know, I think the end result, we executed it. And I think it's dope to step out of your comfort zone and do things and do haircuts that you don't normally do. It's a learning experience, and now I know how to do this type of haircut, you know, from whatever length that he had when he came in. Like I said in the beginning, my client doesn't like too crazy of hard lines, but we're just gonna touch it up a little bit. Man, that blend came out so good, guys. I'm very excited about this haircut. I'm glad how the result, how it came out. I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all learned something from this video, and I hope this encourages y'all to step out of your comfort zone and do these type of haircuts. When the client comes in with long hair, don't be scared, man. Take it. Get those reps in. Right here, I'm just adding some volume powder. We already have the indestructible clay in there. And once we style it up, you're gonna see the end result, man. Came out super clean. Look at that cut, guys. Look at the blend. A nice flow. Everything's laying down. Everything's blended. Woo! Look at that fade. Man, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe, share, and comment. Team Gifted, stay gifted.